So what about Petra? Petra, first of all, Petra is not the original name that was given to the city. Petra took the name Rakim or Rakim. Rakim or Rakim means rock in different colors. Rock in different colors. It was given by the people who made it. Nabateans is the name of the tribes who made Petra. So the rose red city Petra has been inhabited by many human cultures, including the Adamites. The Adamites were Jacob's people, Jacob son of Isaac, son of Abraham. That was during the Iron Age or 1200 BC. 600 BC, tribes from Saudi Arabia and Yemen occupied Petra, and they gave it the name Rakim or Rakim. The name of the tribes, Nabateans. In 106 AD, the Romans occupied the city. 324 AD, the Romans converted to Christianity, and that's the Byzantine period. 1141 AD, the Crusaders occupied Petra. 1516, the Ottomans, and then the Arabs. 1400 AD, the city was lost from the map for 400 years due to wars between the Crusaders and the Muslims, and then it was forgotten forever because it was not important anymore as a station for the trade caravans. So the Rose Red City Petra was the capital of the Nabateans. Nabateans means water diggers. The Nabateans lived in the desert their entire life, and that's why they talk this name, Nabateans. They came from the Arabian Peninsula, Saudi Arabia and Yemen, and they settled here in 312 BC. But why, or what for? The Nabateans were traders. Traders like they used to export and to import goods. Goods like spices, perfumes, oil lamps, silk, linen, frankincense, gold, and silver. So they used to go all the way from Saudi Arabia and Yemen into Asia, small Asia, Europe, Mesopotamia, Africa, India, China. So it's not easy job to go thousands of kilometers on camels. That's why we have needed stations or places to replace camels to get food, water, protection, wine, and entertainment. They have had stations along the way, but they made Petra their main station. So what made Petra City so special to have it as the main station and the capital of the Nabateans? First of all, the location. Petra is surrounded by Syria to the north, and Syria used to lead to Turkey in Europe, Saudi Arabia to the south, their homeland, and Saudi Arabia used to lead to Oman in Yemen. Southwest, there is the Red Sea, Egypt, Africa. East, Iraq, Mesopotamia, the Furat rivers, where the Assyrians and the Babylonians used to live. West, Jerusalem. What was in Jerusalem? Alexander the Great and his generals, Ptolemy's and Seleucus. And Jerusalem was their gate to the Mediterranean Sea. So the location is the main reason why they decided to build their city here. The second reason, we have 60 springs of water in Petra, and water is power and life. The main one is Moses spring, the place where Moses hit his stick in a rock, digging out water. The third reason, the city is surrounded by giant rocks, so it's a good place for defense or protection. They even added walls around the city like Hadrian's Wall between England and Scotland. The fourth reason, the material of the stones here in Petra. They are sandstones, soft rocks, easy to cut, easy to chisel, using flint stones, iron tools, hammers, chisels, and hand axes. Also, the lands in Petra are fertilized very well, very good for agriculture. So these are the main reasons why they picked this place to build their kingdom. Petra is a Greek word that means rock. Nabateans is the name of the tribes who made the city, and the city was a station for the trade caravans. Again, a place to replace camels, to get food, water, protection, wine, and entertainment. It was a kingdom, a king with a queen, army, and slaves. Not that much slaves, and slaves were not allowed to carve any monument. Why? These are giant rocks, so if you make a mistake while carving, you cannot fix it. It cannot be fixed. You can't remove that rock, take the new one, start again. Only professional people were allowed to do the job. How many people lived in Petra? At its highest peak, about 30,000 people lived in Petra. 30,000 people. 5,000 were living in Petra, and 25,000 in the surrounding area. As nomads, they used to live in tents. Tents made out of goat's hair. They used to live in rock shelters, and they had built a lot of houses. What was the Nabateans' language? It was exactly like the spoken language of Jesus Christ. Aramaic. Aramaic, but mixed with Arabic because they used to live in Saudi Arabia. But they have always used the Greek for writing because the Greek was like the universal language in that time, like English nowadays. What was the Nabateans' religion? They were pagan. Pagan, they used to worship idols. They have had about 13 gods and goddess. The name of the main god, Ushara, the lord of Sharah, mountains and the sun god. Sharah, mountains and the sun god. By the way, all of them that time, the Greeks, the Syrians, the Romans, the Egyptians, the Pharaohs, the pagans, the Syrians, all of them used to worship the same gods and goddesses, but in different names. So the Shara, the sun god, was the main god for the Nabateans. Al-Uzza, the fertility goddess, Arabic goddess, was the mother of the gods. What about food, water, clothes? Their clothes were made out of silk, linen, animal skin. Also, the sandals, the shoes, was made out of camel leather. Why camel leather? To handle the heat in the desert. What about water? Look at Petra. It's a valley surrounded by mountains. So it's the best place to collect rainwater. Again, in January, February, March, trains, cats and dogs. So they were so smart to build dams to stop rainwater that create flooded water time and use it for the daily life. So Petra from above used to look like rivers. Also, we have 6 springs of water in the village. The springs are not inside the city itself. They're in the surrounding area on top of the mountains. So that was something positive for the Nabateans, that they added water canals, or they made water canals all the way from the springs down to the city. While we're doing the tour in Petra, I will show you the water canals which the Nabateans made to provide Petra with drinkable water, like pure water from the springs. About food, they had a lot of animals, so they were okay with meat, butter, milk, yogurt. They made farms. Also, they were traders. Traders, for example, they used to exchange goods with food. They used to have a lot of silk, linen, frankincense, gold, silver, so they used to exchange that for food. There is something you should know about the Nabateans before we get there. They believed in what's known as reincarnation. Reincarnation, life after death. That's why we have about 30,000 tombs in Petra. Talking about tombs, they did not do any kind of mummification. They did not burn the bodies. They used to wrap the body in white linen, and they used to bury their deads with all their stuff for the next life. But girl daggers made their job very well. The good thing that 80% of Petra is still undiscovered yet. So if we do excavations, definitely we would find something. But Petra is part of the UNESCO, so we're not allowed to do any excavations. So we should leave the city the way we find it. Also, it's one of the New Zealand wonders. We can't do any changes.